Welcome back to Love by Design. My name is Joan, and this week we're jumping into the series which I mentioned will be starting last week. So last week I started to talk about the 6 lines in human design, and starting today we're going to be talking about the 12 different human design profiles which I call the dating archetypes, because they reveal so much about who you are when it comes to love, who you attract, how you communicate, and what your soul desires in a partnership. And so over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be going through all the different profiles. If you haven't downloaded your report, now will be a good time to pause this, go to the show notes, download your dating archetype report so that you can follow along. So picture this. You match with someone on a dating app. Great profile. You have the initial conversation. Great conversation. He asks you out on a date. Your friends say, just go. What do you have to lose? But you need more information first. Who are his people? What are his values? Does he want kids? Where does he live? What's his attachment style? Your friends think you're overthinking, but you're not. Well, you are a line 1. And line 1s don't leap without looking. So today we're going to be exploring the 2 foundation builders archetypes. These are the 1-3 and the 1-4. Both need to know before they open their hearts, but they gather that knowing in completely different ways. So let's break it down. So here is what unites both of these 2 archetypes. So the 1-3 and the 1-4. They're both researchers when it comes to love. So if you're one of those, before you book a trip, you are the person who reads every single review out there. Before you try that new restaurant, you check out the menu, you check out the reviews. Before you open your heart, you need data too. And this could drive people crazy. And let's be honest. It is quite annoying, right? Just fill it out, they might say. You're overthinking, they might say. But here's the truth. You're not overthinking. You're designed to build from solid ground, from solid foundation. But as with everything, we have the shadow, the lower vibration of that, and we have the gift, the higher vibration. So in the shadow, you're constantly waiting for that 100% certainty because you don't want to leap and then make a mistake. You hold back from taking the right or any action at all because you're afraid that it might go wrong. So you end up not taking any risks. But when we look at the gift of this, you can imagine, because of that initial research, because of that foundation, when you finally choose, you are choosing from truth. You are able to build relationships that last. So the next time someone calls you too careful, well, it just means that they don't understand your design. So let's break it down, the 2, the 1-3 and the 1-4. So now the 1-3, this is the woman who needs to know, but the only way she can know is actually by living it. So she might read every dating book out there. She might try all the different dating apps. She might go on all the speed dating events out there. She might ask everybody about what they experience, what they're doing in the dating scene. She will keep trying to figure out, how does this dating thing actually work out? But the problem is that the 1-3, at some point, she just has to test it because she is someone who learns by doing. So here's her pattern. She meets someone. This person checks all the boxes on the paper, on the checklist. She's done her research. He seems solid. She dates him, not impulsively, intentionally. 3 months in, she realizes that the chemistry isn't sustainable, or that his values don't actually align with hers, or, maybe something just feels off, right? Her friends will be like, oh my God, another one? What's wrong with you? But nothing's wrong because she's a 1-3. She's learning what works by discovering what doesn't. The 1-3 is designed to build wisdom through lived experiences. So every relationship is just research. And the trap here is thinking that those failed relationships means she's bad at love. No, the truth is, with every failed relationship, she's becoming an expert at what is right for her when it comes to love. So here's what I tell my 1-3 clients. Stop waiting for certainty before you move. Certainty comes through experience, not analysis, for you. But also you got to trust the data because that's your one. So when you notice a red flag 3 dates in, trust it. You don't need to stay for 6 months. You don't have to keep waiting and waiting for the confirmation. You've seen enough. The 1-3 dates with intention, learns through contrast and builds unshakable discernment from the experience. And then when she finally meets somebody who's aligned, she knows. She knows it in her bones because she's lived through the experience of what doesn't work for her. Beautiful, the 1-3. I know a lot of 1-3s. Love it, love it. Okay, and then we have the 1-4. So the 1-4 is common with the 1-3 because they both have the 1. But the 1-4 is a little bit different. So she also needs to know, but she doesn't want to learn the hard way. She wants trusted intel before she goes on the first date. So that's the 4. So here's how her pattern works out. She's single. Her friends know she's single, but she's not on the app. She's not saying yes to random setups. She's just waiting. She's waiting for the right introduction, the friend of a friend, the guy from her yoga class, the guy from her office, with people who she can ask questions about him. She can say, oh, do you know this? Do you know Dave? Yeah, I know Dave. What do you think about him? That's how the 4 likes to operate. She needs to trust the source before she can trust the person. So her friends will say something like, oh, you're too picky, just meet someone. But she's not picky. She's wise. Again, there's the shadow and there's the gift. So the shadow is this waiting forever for this perfect introduction that she might just be missing all the different opportunities that are passing in front of her. The gift is when love comes through trust, it's built to last. Because again, she has the 1 and then she has the 4. So when she meets somebody through somebody and she's already done that need to know, number 1, line 1, then it is usually built to last. So if you're a 1-4, here's what I'll say. Your network is your greatest dating asset, but don't let it become your only option. Don't limit yourself while you're constantly waiting for introductions. Introductions are not as popular as they used to be. You can still meet someone on your own. You can still meet someone on the dating apps, right? You can still trust your own discernment, your own authority, which we've spoken about on some of the previous episodes. Sometimes, the introduction might still be wrong. Or sometimes the wrong introduction might lead to the right person. So you never know. So just trust that you will know who is right for you so that you're not just there waiting forever for somebody to introduce you. So the 1-4 builds friendships before romance. That's something that you need to know because it's very important to the 4s. The 4s are not just wishy-washy, anyhow kind of people. No, she needs to feel safe. So in the relationship, she also needs to feel safe before diving deep. When the 1-4 meets somebody through the right channels, she lets herself be known because now she's meeting somebody, a trusted community, a trusted friend, a family, or whoever. So she finally feels safe. She finally feels she can open up to the person. So here's the difference between the 1-3 and the 1-4. The 1-3 learns by doing. The 1-4 learns by trusting. So the 1-3 says, I need to experience this to know if it's right for me. That's just the 1-3. The 1-4 would say, I need to trust this before I experience it. Neither is wrong. Nothing in your human design is wrong. So the 1-3 dates multiple people to figure out what she wants. She learns through the contrast. Okay, this is yes, this is no. Oh, this is not what I want. Don't like this. Great, works for her. The 1-4 is highly selective from the start. She only dates people who've already passed the initial trust test. So if you're a 1-3 dating a 1-4, she might think you're chaotic. Why are you dating people you barely know? And if you're a 1-4 dating a 1-3, she might think you're too rigid. Why wouldn't you just try? But the truth is, both are building the same thing, which is the foundation, because both of them have the line 1, which means that they need a solid foundation. It's just that how they gather this information is different. So if you're a line 1-3 or a line 1-4, here's what you need to hear. Your need for certainty isn't a flaw. It's your design. You're not too slow. You're not overthinking. You're building love the way it's meant to be built, from solid ground for you. The 1-3 builds through experience, the 1-4 builds through trust. Both paths lead to the same place. Love that lasts forever. Well, for as long as it lasts. So that's it about the 1-3 and the 1-4. Next week, we're going to be diving into the 2s, the line 2s. We're going to be talking about the 2-4 and the 2-5. These are the women who don't chase love. They call it in. Love the 2-4s and the 2-5s. Well, that's it for this week. So let me know if you're a 1-3 or a 1-4 and how that has shown up for you in your dating, right? Do you learn through experimenting, through trial and error, or do you wait till it's a trusting environment before you dive into a relationship? And how has that held you back, if it has held you back at all? And are you willing to put yourself out there to lean more into your design so that you can have greater success? So let me know which one you are and some of the experiences that you've had, and maybe some of the challenges as well. Thank you for joining me this week on this new series where we're talking about the 12 different dating archetypes. Today we've covered the first pair. Next week we'll be jumping into the next 2. Until next time, keep dating by design and not by default. See you next week.